Welcome back. Ben Grandin with the North Carolina Cooperative Extension is here answering your gardening questions. This person's saying, are Brussels sprouts difficult to grow, and do they grow below ground or above ground?
So Brussels sprouts are not super easy to grow in this part of the area. We really have to have them planted in around July when it's the hottest time of year. So as long as we can start with transplants, you put them in the ground, you keep them watered over July and August and September, usually they do fine. They do grow on a stalk above ground.
Okay. How much lime do I need to use on my garden, and how do I apply lime?
So applying lime is real easy. You get it in a 40-pound bag and you simply spread it around. Without a soil test, we can blindly say around 50 pounds per 1,000 square feet, but we do like to encourage a soil test, which will give a lot more of an accurate number to that lime level.
All right, and if you missed that part, they do free soil testing up until Thanksgiving. So what do folks need to do that?
Just stop by our office, pick up a box. You're going to be taking small little cores of soil from the particular area, send it into Raleigh, and they give you a nice little report. Call us back up. We'll explain the report and all the recommendations that come with that.
Gotcha. Okay. Someone wants to know, when is a good time to replant or move a hydrangea?
I definitely say moving hydrangeas is a wintertime thing. You want them to be dormant, so the leaves will fall off. You're going to be moving a bunch of sticks, but you do want a good, healthy root ball. Transplant that out. Make sure it's watered till springtime, and then once it starts flushing out, give it a little bit of extra love with some mulch, and it should be fine.
Okay. This person's asking, how do I keep deer out of my garden?
I always say good fences make good neighbors. Deer are one of the hardest problems, especially in a super urban area like we're in. They are troublesome, and I usually lose about half my garden to deer every year.
Yeah, okay. All right, why have my crabapple trees lost all their leaves this early?
Summertime's hard for trees. A lot of times with an apple tree, it knows that it needs to save enough energy to get through the winter time. So a lot of times when it's really, really hot, when it's dry, we've been getting rain, but the rain we've been getting has not really been soaking into the soil. So sometimes those crabapple trees just sort of give up this time of year to hold on to that energy so it can put it back out in the springtime.
Okay. This person says, I'd like to plant things that help the bees. What should I plant?
I'm sorry, say that one more time. I'm sorry.
They want to plant things to help the bees.
All right. Any kind of flowering plant. There's wonderful lists of pollinators on our website. If you go onto the NC State Extension website, there's a lot of lists of good flowering plants for Central North Carolina that'll bring not only your bees, but your butterflies and a lot of the other things that help our environment flourish.
A follow-up question. Someone wants to know, can you learn beekeeping at the Ag Center?
Yes, we actually have a wonderful beekeeping group here. They do their classes here at the Ag Center. They're not officially tied to us, but we do work real carefully with them, trying to encourage everybody to get bees if they can, or at least learn more about them.
Okay, I've never heard this before. Do you have to let your faucet water sit before watering your house plants?
So that's the concern about chlorinated water and city water. A lot of times it doesn't hurt to let the water sit for a few hours before putting it out. Sometimes if you're putting out extremely chlorinated water, you might develop a few white spots on the leaves, but I've never seen it actually kill a plant.
Okay, we've got about a minute. What can I do about moles and voles?
Moles and voles, especially in the lawn, are extremely hard. With our warming winters, we are having a lot more mole and vole problems. There are certain chemicals that we're allowed to put on for the moles and voles. Just watch out. If you're applying anything under a tunnel for a mole, it is a mammalicide, so anything that will kill a mole or a vole will kill a cat, a dog, or a kid. So I'm very cautious about using spike traps. I'm very cautious about putting out chemicals for those.
Okay, this person's using a garden mix from a local garden source store to fill their raised beds. Is it necessary for them to test their soil?
Yes. So the soil testing really tests the nutrients in that soil. And so even though you have a good potting mix, you really want to know how many nutrients are being held by that soil and how much more it would be able to hold if you put on additional fertilizer. And plus, you always want to check the pH or the relative acidity of that soil as well.
Okay, and a lot of people are texting in with some kind of like insect or something like that that they want you to identify. One of the easier ways is to like send a picture to you guys, and you guys will look at that.
Exactly. You can always email me a picture. You can email my counterpart, Taylor Jones, a picture. We'll be able to identify that for you. If we can't identify it for you, we can find somebody that'll be able to help you out with that.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time and your expertise, and happy early birthday.
Thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Fantastic. All right. You can find all of this in the Two Wants to Know part of our website.